Hi friends, welcome back. We are learning control statements. We have got a little bit information on these checked keywords. Let's move on. Now here in the last class I have written this code byte sum equal to 0 for byte I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, sum is equal to sum plus I, and debug.log sum. What happens if I write like this? I hope you remembered. What happened at that time? We got an error message. What is that? Cannot implicitly convert type into byte. I have seen this error at that time, and I just changed this to an integer type, and this one I changed to integer type. I saved it and came back to Unity, right? Simply the error has went away, and I run the code. I got the result. Now what is that? What is that problem? Let me come back. I will write here byte. I will write here byte. Okay, I save this. I come back to Unity. I should have that error back. Okay, what is this means? I hope you remember while explaining the data types, I have explained the mixed mode data types. Do you remember that? If you have an operator, let us take plus, left hand side if you have a byte, right hand side if you have a byte, it is going to result into an integer. Or left hand side if you have a short, right hand side if you have a short, the result is going to be an integer. That is the reason we are getting one error, that is this. Okay, let me explain that. You can see here byte sum equal to 0, byte I equal to 0. Here sum is a byte, I is a byte. Byte plus byte, you are going to get an integer as a result. And left hand side is actually a byte, right? Sum is a byte type, you can see. You cannot put this integer result. It is showing that it is going to return an int 32, okay, represents a 32-bit integer. And that integer you cannot store in the byte because it is 1 byte, integer is going to be a 4 byte. But why I have written here byte, I would have kept int only. The reason is that to save the memory. Integer takes 4 bytes, whereas byte takes only 1 byte. And we know that a byte can hold 0 to 10 values. It can hold up to 255. So why should I create an integer which wastes again 3 bytes of memory? So I thought of making it a byte. Okay. But when I was adding, it is giving an error that it is an integer I cannot put into a byte. So what I have to do, I have to convert this whole expression, this complete expression, I have to convert it to a byte. This is how I have to write. If I save this and come back, we are telling that explicitly, please convert for me, no problem, we are not going to lose any data. So the system has removed the error, and if I run the code, I should get 45 here. You can see that. So this is how you are going to solve that problem. The most important thing is you need to remember that, try to remember the data type table, okay, which is useful. Okay, now I hope you understood. Let us take, you have here a short, you have here a short. So this is short, this is short, it is going to return an integer. An integer I am going to put into a short because left hand side is a short. I can just take that value and convert to short and put inside. There is no problem in this. If I come to Unity, there is no error, and if I run the code, you can see that we got 45, right? But as to save the memory, it is better I use byte here. Okay, now we have saved a lot of memory. Like this one, if it is an integer, this would have taken 8 bytes. As we have just byte here, The whole program is taking only 2 bytes of memory. So we save the memory, right? That's good. So you need to think in terms of memory also, and also execution also. You should concentrate how fast the code need to be executed. If you have to improve the execution time also, right? Improve. Okay. That is about the error, and we have solved that error. Let's move on. Now in this class, we have seen already for reverse for loop, we have seen a while loop, we have seen a do while loop, but we have to see other types also. Okay, we will see other types like continuum. I have to tell you about the break statement also, how they work in the loops. Okay, break statement is used in switch statement and loops. No other place you can use a break statement. Okay, let's start. Let us start with a break statement. Okay, let us take, you have a for loop, I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Now if I say here debug.log hello unity, I save this, and we clearly know now, we clearly know that it is going to execute this code 10 times, that is 0 to 9, so that is going to be total 10 times it is going to execute and display this result on the screen. Let me save, minimize this, and run the code. Right, collapse. You can see that it has displayed 10 times, it has executed. Let us take, I do not want to execute 10 times, I want more control now. I want to execute it only 2 times, not more than that. How do we do that? How do we do that? We can say if I is equivalent to 1, if I value becomes equal to 1, I just say break. I am telling break this loop. Break is the one. What it does means it will skip if you have any other statements here down. Let us take, you have statements over here down, just some statements you have written here, valid statements. Then if the break will get execute, it will skip all these statements and it will come out of the loop. Let me explain. Let us see now what happens, how many number of times it will display. Let us tell me. First I will be 0. 0 is less than 10. The condition is true. As the condition is true, it will display hello unity. Okay, 1 time is done. Then it will check whether I equal to 1. No. I is 0. 0 is equal to 1. No. So it won't execute this break statement. Let me put this inside a brace so that you will be much more clear. So it is not going to execute this. Then it will go to I plus plus. I is going to become 1. 1 is less than 10. Yes, condition is true. So it will execute this hello unity. Then it will come to this place. Whether I is equal to 1. Yes, this time I is 1. 1 is equal to 1 is true. As it is true, we are telling break. No more continuation of the loop. What it does means the break will skip all the statements below this line. It will just come out of the nearest loop block. Okay, let us save and run and check what is happening. Let me clear this. Okay, and run the code. Can you see how many number of times hello unity got executed? Only 2, 1 and 2. Are you understanding how the break statement works in the loop? Let me write this one above so that you will be much more clear again. Okay, I write above this line. Now tell me what happens, how many number of times hello unity will get displayed. Let us understand. I will be 0, perfect. 0 is less than 10, that is true. Then whether 0 is equal to 1. Is 0 equal to 1? No. So it is not going to execute this. It will execute this line. Hello unity will get display once. Okay. Then I plus plus. I is going to become 1. 1 is less than 10. Yes, that is true. Then whether I is equal to 1. Yes, this time I is 1. 1 is equal to 1 is true. Break. It will come out of the block. So how many times you get hello unity? Only once. Let us save and check. Okay, I minimize this. Come to this place and run the code. You can see we got hello unity only once. That is the break statement. What break statement does? When the control hits to this break statement, it will skip all the below lines. Okay, then just jump out of the nearest for loop block or any nearest loop block, I can say. That is how it works in the for loop. Let us convert this to while loop and see how it works. Now we know how to convert to while loop. I just say Control X here. Then I change for loop to while loop. Okay, I remove this. I close the bracket. Then I plus plus we have to do at the end of the block. Now let us understand how this will work. Now I is equal to 0. Yes. 0 is less than 10. True. Is I equal to 1? No, it is 0. So it won't execute this. Then it will display debug.log unity. Hello unity will get displayed. Then I plus plus. I is going to become now 1. It will come back to this place. 1 is less than 10. Yes, that is true. Is I equal to 1? Yes, this time I is 1. 1 is equal to 1. Yes, it is true. So break statement. As break going to execute, it will skip all these below statements. The control will come out of the while loop. If any statements are here, it will start executing them. So it is kind of a similar to for loop, right? Minimize and show you. If I run the code, I should get hello unity only once now. We got hello unity. I hope you are understanding how the break statement works. Let me put this below as we have done in the for loop. I just put this at the below. Okay. Now if you are executing this, it should execute 2 times. That is what happens, right? First I will be 0. 0 is less than 10 is true. It will display hello unity. Then it will check whether I is equal to 1. No, I is 0. 0 equal to 1. No, false. So I plus plus. After executing I plus plus, it will go back to this place. Whether I is less than 10? Yes, this time it is 1. 1 is less than 10 is true. Okay, it will come inside, display hello unity. Then I is equal to 1? Yes, this time I is 1. So 1 is equal to 1 is true. It will execute the break statement. It will skip these below statements. It will come out. Okay, let us save and check out whether it displays twice or not. You can see that we got 2 times hello unity. I hope you are understanding how it works in the loop. Okay, similarly it works in the do while loop. Just you need to trace that one. This is how the break statement works. Okay, break, what break does, I hope you understood that. It will break the loop. Which loop? The nearest loop. Okay, that's it. That is about the break statement. Okay, very useful. Now we are going to get some information on the continue statement. Before I proceed to continue statement, I would like to tell you about the difference between for loop, while loop and do while loop. Do you know what is the difference between for loop, while loop and do while loop and for each? You people you have seen already. For loop is just I converted to while loop I just converted to do while loop. All are, I think you people are thinking similar. But then why they are kept all these 4 types, they would have kept only 1. There are few advantages are there, there are few disadvantages are there. There are different situations where we use different looping statements. Please remember whatever I am telling now. Okay? Please hear carefully. You have to use for loop when you know how many number of times the loop has to execute or loop is going to execute. When you know exactly that how many number of times the loop is going to get executed, you are going to use for loop. And when you use while loop, when you don't know how many number of times loop has to execute or loop is going to get executed, you have to use in that situation while loop. And when you have to use the do while loop, if you want to execute some set of statements at least once, whether the condition is true or false later, it's not a matter, at least you want to execute once, then you have to use the do while loop. And for each loop we will be using, when we are working with the collections which are dynamic in nature, we will be using the for each loop. Okay, we will come to know. Okay, whatever I have told, I will practically show you when we have to use which one. Okay, you will get more clear idea. But whatever I have told till now, please make those notes and remember these things when you have to use which control. Are you clear? Now let us see. Continue statement. Now let me write the for loop again. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. Then I will say here debug.log. I say hello Unity. Then I will say if I is equivalent to 1, then I say continue. Okay, it is same like I am writing the break statement. I just want to differentiate between break and continue in the for loop now. Okay, now what happens, let us see how many times it will execute and display the output for us. Okay, this time we don't have a break, we have a continue if I is equal to 1. Okay, let us save and run the code. You can see that it has displayed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Then what is the meaning of continue in the for loop? Let me explain. What happens in the for loop? First I is 0. 0 is less than 5. Yes, the condition is true. As the condition is true, it will come inside. It will display hello Unity once. Okay, good. Then it will check whether I is equal to 1. No, I is at present 0. 0 is equal to 1. False. So it won't execute this statement. After executing all the statement in the for loop, it will go to I plus plus. I is going to become 1. Is I is less than 5? At present I is 1. So 1 is less than 5 is true. It will execute the inside part. So it will debug.log a hello Unity. Then it will check whether I is equal to 1. Yes, I is 1 here. 1 is equal to 1 is true. Now it executes continue. Please try to remember this part. Inside a for loop, if a continue executing, okay, if it is executes, then it will skip all the statements below this statement. Okay, it will go to the I plus plus. It will go to the fourth part of the for block. Remember, this point is important. Break is going to go out of the for block, whereas continue will go to I plus plus. That is the fourth part. Now I is going to become 2. 2 is less than 5. True. It will display one more hello Unity. Whether I is equal to 1. No, this time I is 2. So it won't execute this part. I plus plus 3. 3 is less than 5. Yes, true. It will display hello Unity. Whether I is equal to 1. I is 3. 3 is equal to 1 is false. It won't execute this. Then I plus plus. It is going to become 4. 4 is less than 5. That is true. It will display hello Unity. Whether I is equal to 1. I is 4. 4 equal to 1, false. So it won't execute this part. I plus plus. It is going to become 5. 5 is less than 5, false. It will come out of the for loop. So inside, if you are executing a continue statement in the for loop, the loop will just continue and it will end also. There will be no problem. Okay. So 5 times you got. Now let us take this one, cut this from here and put above this line. Now what happens? Now also the same thing, but check out what happens. This is important part. Previously when I have written I equal to 1 down, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Now let us see how many times we get and what is happening with the continue statement. If I run this code, you can see that we got only 4 times, not 5 times. Okay, let us understand what is happening. First, I is equal to 0. 0 is less than 5. Condition is true. Whether I is equal to 1? No. I is equal to 0. 0 equal to 1? False. So it won't execute this. Okay. It will display once hello unity. Then it will go to I plus plus. Now I is 1. 1 is less than 5? True. Is I equal to 1? Yes. This time I is 1. So 1 equal to 1 is true. So continue statement is going to get executed. Now here it is going to skip the hello unity. Can you see that? Once it has skipped the hello unity in this place. So it will go to I plus plus. It is going to become now 2. 2 is less than 5 is true. Whether I is equal to 1? No, because I is 2 now. So it won't execute this. It will debug.log hello unity. Then it will go to this place. 3. 3 is less than 5 is true. 3 is equal to 1? No. It will display hello unity. Then it becomes 4. 4 is less than 5 is true. Is 4 equal to 1? No. It will display hello unity. It will go back. 5. 5 is less than 5 is false. It come out. So once it has skipped over here, when I is equal to 1, it has not executed hello unity. But loop is ending. There is no problem with the loop, right? Now I hope you understood how the continue works in the for loop. Let us convert this to while loop. Control X, Control V, the bracket. This is going to be while. Okay. Now I cut this from here and I put it at the last. Now this part is important to understand, guys. First, I is equal to 0. Okay. I is less than 5. It is true because I is 0. 0 is less than 5 is true. Whether I is equal to 1? I is actually 0 here. 0 equal to 1? No, it is false. So it will display once hello unity. Then I plus plus. I is going to become 1. Then it will come to the while loop. 1 is less than 5? Yes, it is true. Then it will come to this place. Whether I is equal to 1? 1 is equal to 1 is true. Now it will execute the continue statement. What continue statement does in the while loop means it will skip all the below statement. It will just go back to this condition part. So it will come here. I is 1. 1 is less than 5. Yes, it is true. I is 1. 1 is equal to 1 is true. Again continue. Again continue. Again continue. Again continue. Again continue. It will go to infinite loop. Okay, so when you are using continue statement in the while loop, you should be more careful how you have to use the continue statement. Are you understanding, guys? So you should be very careful. Continue statement is different than in a for loop and a while loop. Whereas break is similar, but continue is different. Can you see that? It is taking us to the while loop, infinite loop. So infinite loop, if you keep, then that will be a problem. Your system might get stuck or your code might be infinitely executing. No other code it will allow to execute. If it is in the infinite, then your control will not move to the next statement only, right? Okay, so you should be very careful. But at least now I hope you understood what is the difference between continue and break. If you put it down also same thing. Only difference is that hello unity will get displayed 2 times. when it was 0 and when it was 1, then after that it will fall into the infinite loop. Tada, 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 tada. Right? So is there a solution for this? You can try. You can just remove this one and put just before above this one. Now what might be happening? Let us try to see. Okay, if I put the increment over here, let us see what happens now. Okay, now I is equal to 0. I is less than 5. Yes, it is true. It will display hello unity. I plus plus. It is going to be 1. I is equal to 1 now. 1 is equal to 1. It is true. So continue. It will come to this place. I is now 1. 1 is less than 5. Yes, it is true. It will display this. Then I plus plus. It has become 2 now. I is equal to 1. No, it is 2. So 2 is equal to 1 is false. It won't execute this. Hello, it won't execute this. It will go to this place. Now it is going to be 2. 2 is less than 5 is true. Hello unity. It becomes 3. It won't execute. It will go back. 3 is less than 5. It will execute. This becomes 4. It won't execute. 4 is less than 5 is true. It will display hello unity. Right? Then it will become 5. It won't execute this. 5 is less than 5 is false. It will come out of the block. Now let us see this one and run and check. I won't execute the infinite loop, the previous one, because the system will get stuck. I am not interested to do that one. We got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times this one. Now how do I display 4 times? How do I might display 4 times? I can say this one above this, but I will execute this above this. Can you see this? Understand this part. Now what happens? Let us see. I is equal to 0. I is less than 5. Yes, that is correct. I plus plus. I is going to become 1. Okay. Whether I is equal to 1? Yes. It will continue. So it has skipped 1 time. Then what happens? It will come to this place and come to this place. So 1 becomes 2. 2 is equal to 1? No. It will display this. Then it will go back. 2 is less than 5 is true. Then it makes this one 3. 3 is equal to 1? No. It will display hello unity. It will go back. 3 is less than 5 is true. It makes 4. I is equal to 1? No, it is 4. So it will display hello unity. And it will go to this place. 4 it is. 4 is less than 5? Yes, true. It will make 5. Whether I is equal to 1? No, it is 5. So it will not execute this. It will display hello unity. Then it will go here. Whether 5 is less than 5? That is false. It will come out. Right. Let us save. Come back and run the code. You can see that we got 1, 2, 3, 4 times hello unity. So you people need to think. Okay, when you are writing a logic, you should be very careful. You should analyze what is happening, especially when you are using continue in the while loop. You should take care. Actually, you should do this increment before. If you do not do the increment before this continue statement, then your loop will be infinite. Okay, and now I hope you understood what is the difference between break statement and continue statement. What cares you need to take care. Okay, break is the one which you can use in switch case and for loop. Okay. Okay guys, I think for this class this much is enough. Other things we'll see in the next class. I hope you enjoyed the class. Keep learning. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.